You know what I'm saying? I listen to y'all, you know, up here critiquing shit, and it's just like, you know, it's crazy because it's like you're critiquing some shit where these kids out here trying to figure their lives out, and these are the same motherfuckers that'll be robbing your ass if they ain't have no outlet. These same people that'll be tearing up the communities and doing the, you know, the real gangster shit out here if they didn't have that music outlet. When I came in the game, that's what I came in the game to do, to show people that, hey, look, man, like, I'm from the hood, I'm from the streets, but I'm gonna make it out of here, so can you. That's why when you hear all this trap music and all that shit, you gotta know who really opened the door for that real shit, not the rap shit, the real shit. And that's why you see all these up and coming kids want to be rappers, because that's the way to get out of the hood. So when I say less and do more, okay, me and Kendrick, we're gonna do a record, but then I'm gonna still go back to the community and give back and do things to help these, you know, these up and coming people, because that's what it's about. So all that rapping about it and talking about it and marching about it, you know, that's cool, but what we doing? Who you helping? Who you looking out for? You know what I'm saying? Who you putting in a position to help the next cat that's gonna come up? That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? I did more than my fair share, but at the same time, it's just about, we can't keep talking about it and rapping about it, even though I can. I'm smart enough to do that all day. You know, I wrote the recession. Front to back, 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, did it have the impact that I wanted to have as far as, you know, the culture? I don't think so.
Why?
You know, my President Black was cool. You know what I mean? It was a great record, great song. Everybody celebrated. But we right back to it. We right back to our situation. You know what I'm saying? We right back here. We're dealing with the same issues, if not even worse. And it's like, there's no need to rap about it. But what are you going to get out here and do out here in the world, you know, to help out and to be, you know, a big homie and show some leadership. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be a boss, but ain't enough leaders. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like to talk about it and to actually, you know, get financial gain from it. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't the move for me. I'd rather go and look out for people and look out for, you know, like the payrolls. I see what he trying to do. You know, shout, you know, R.I.P. Doughboy Rock, like. Those are my little brothers. You know what I'm saying? I knew what they was going through. I wanted to see them win, but it's hard. It's real out there. So once you leave this table and you go to the real world, it's kids in Brooklyn going through some real things. Kings and queens going through some real things. But the only outlet they got and the only heroes they got is us.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, we can rap about it all day, but that's only gonna fatten my pockets. You know what I'm saying? What am I gonna do though? Am I gonna pull them up? Am I gonna help them out? You know what I'm saying? Am I gonna shout them out?
It's good that you draw the line between leadership and just being like a boss. Those are very different, and that people don't realize how different it is. Huh?
Don't leave this. I have questions about this. Don't leave this yet.
Okay, what was
everything you just said, right?
Right.
What do you think the perception of Jeezy is versus who Jeezy is?
Right.
Because what you're saying now sounds like what most of your core fans already know about you.
Right.
Exactly what Axe said, all of the activist, socially conscious shit. Do you think that side of you is well represented perception-wise?
I mean, the thing
Or
about
do
it,
you
bro.
give a fuck?
I don't give a fuck, man. They ain't like, dog, this ain't, I'm not in no popularity contest. Like, man, listen, bro, I'm highly blessed, highly favored. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here living my best life. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I understand where I come from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never do this shit to be popular. I ain't do this shit to be cool. I ain't do this shit to be in. I did this shit because that's the only outlet I had. You know what I'm saying? So if people respect me for that, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna always stand on that. I ain't gonna never forget where I came from or what I've been through and the struggle that I had. You know what I'm saying? That's why I go to group homes and do all these things. It's not because I'm trying to write some money off or, you know, get some publicity, which I don't never really report nothing to the press that I really do.
No, we know.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, that's why I do it. It's the love. It ain't about money. I've been getting money since I was a teenager, 13, 14 years old. You feel what I'm saying? Bought my mom my first house. You feel what I'm saying? She had several after that. But it's just like, that's who Jeezy is. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna change that because, you know, he might not know it or she might know it. It's like, that's what, when you see me out, that's who I am.
But wait, tell me how you learned. See, you've been that way for a while, but I think what you just said is real important because that's not a trade that most MCs today will make.
Key word, MCs. I ain't an MC, bro. I'm a king. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a general. I'm a you know what I'm saying? I'm a leader. You know how much I've done for my community and my people for my grind. You know what I'm saying? For my visions, for my passion. You know how many people I gave jobs? How many people I took out the hood? You know how many people I showed the world? You know what I'm saying? You know how many people I put in a position that they can go out and get out the hood and get positions and actually have a family and have kids and live life that they ain't never seen? You know what I'm saying? You know how many times that I've been in a position where if I would give somebody something that I didn't have, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? That's what we came up from. We came up from looking out for our people, our loved ones, not only in the sense of, you know what I'm saying, like just because you got it, it's because that's an obligation. You know what I'm saying? It's because that's a responsibility. You know what I'm saying? I was blessed with this. You know how many times I probably could have been in prison or dead, how many close calls I had. So every day that I'm here, that's all I really think about. That's why God left me here, bro. Because I'm special when it comes to that. That's why I'm here. So I'm not an MC, nor have I ever claimed to be an MC. I never came in this game and said I wanted to be the greatest rapper or the hottest nigga in this shit. Like, that's never been my approach. You know what I'm saying? Ever since day one, I told you, trap or die. You know what I'm saying? That was day one. So for me, it's not about being popular, you know what I'm saying, or in the cool crowd. Never been in the cool crowd. I've been in the real crowd. And I'm gonna continue to do that. So that's why when you hear President Obama shout me out, he respect my integrity, bro. He respect my passion. He respect the fact that I ain't never went astray and forgot who I was. Because 9 times out of 10, your average MC, he's not even who he say he is, bro. He puts on a costume. He's in the mirror. He's practicing and critiquing his craft. When he walks outside, he's scared of the people. He's scared of the life. He's scared of the world because that's not even him. But this is who I am. I came in this game, jewelry, cars, whips. I've been a part of more legendary situations than you can count. You know what I'm saying? And I escaped near death, near prison sentence and everything, and still didn't forget where I come from. Robin Hood, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So I'm never gonna be an MC. Don't ever put me in that bracket. I ain't writing no rhymes. I ain't walking around with no backpacks.
It's still a seed in your music, though. That's what I was saying. We had a conversation. I was like, the more I've listened to you since your first album, I hear growth. Right. I hear growth because your message is more involved and your message is more to the people.
But not to cut you off, my message has always been about evolving. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be scared to be the best you. You feel what I'm saying? If I listen to what people said when I jumped off the porch, I probably wouldn't have made it off the porch. You feel what I'm saying? I grew up in a trailer. My first trailer that I bought my mom at 13 years old wasn't even big as this room. You feel what I'm saying? I couldn't even fit a bed. Right. And I couldn't even fit a bed in there, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, so that just let you know where it's at. You know what I'm saying? My mom lives great now. You know what I'm saying? My family is great. I put my sister through school. I did all these things for these people because I had passion. I had drive. I had integrity. I had all the things that matter. You know what I'm saying? I had humility. Like, that ain't rap shit. I ain't here for that. Y'all keep them niggas over there.
Then why rap?
Huh? Because at the end of the day, that's my way to spread my message. You feel what I'm saying? That's why you have somebody that goes and becomes a preacher. It's like, you know, they might have had their past, they might have been through things, but they learn from their experiences, and that's the way they're spreading their word. You know what I'm saying? This is the way for me to look out for my people and continue to be who I am and use myself and the things that I learned as a gift to others. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't never been about hitting. Who could I compete with? I sold millions of records. My first time out, recording some shit in a nigga basement. You know what I'm saying? And not even knowing how to MC. I didn't even start off in the rap game. I went to my neighborhood and paid for some local kids to become rappers. 3 of them, you know, got killed. The other one called a murder charge. I had no choice but to rap because my money was tied up in it. But I believed in myself well enough to know that if that's something I wanted to do, I could do it. I'm out here living the street life. I hear what these guys are talking about it. They're not going to talk about it better than me. They can't. I'm in it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that you know that's been in that game and all these kids that you see that's coming up, who you think they got that from? They didn't get it from Tupac. Tupac didn't wear shit like he didn't come in the game like I did. He wasn't talking about real life when he was going through it. I realized that about Pac later on, that all the things that he was talking about, you know what I'm saying, was things that he was seeing, not things that he was actually experiencing. This guy was in arts and dance and poetry and all these different things. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I ain't had that. I had him. So I believe everything he said. So I went out there and I got my grind on because I thought that was the way. So the things that I saw and the things that I learned are rare and unique. You feel what I'm saying? So even when you hear these kids talking about it now today and the way they go about things and why you probably think that, you know, it's cool to be the user now instead of the seller, is because that's the way they're making the game. So I gotta be the big homie because I left it at that. When Pac left, he left his rules. He left his regulations. He left the code. He's no longer here. Who filled that void? Who do you respect? Who says something that you gonna respect? You know what I'm saying? So that's why every now and then when I see the game getting to a certain point, I have to step back out.
What do you think about? What do you think about? Because that's it comes up a lot now, this whole user versus dealer.
I mean, I think it goes with the code, because that's why our culture is the, biggest culture and the highest paid, source of entertainment when it comes to music, is because people are into the culture. But it's almost like everybody shouldn't have an opinion, everybody shouldn't have a voice. That's why they're called leaders.
Do you believe that neither is better in terms of the seller or because that is the saying now, right? Be like, yo, the other generation or generation before, they glorify the dealer. Yeah, a lot of people now glorify the user.
We didn't glorify the dealer. We glorified the heroes. You feel what I'm saying? We glorified the guys that we looked at as the guys that made it. If you growing up and you see a guy riding around in a Cadillac or riding around and he got nice jewelry and he lives outside of the hood and his kids wear good shoes to school, like, you like, man, how could because that's the only person you got to look at. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you had presidents back then. It ain't like you had people that you can look at. We didn't have no Martin Luther Kings or no Malcolm X's. You know what I'm saying? You had your ghetto stars. You know what I'm saying? So that's who you respected. You know what I'm saying? So now you look at you fast forward and you look at 2020 hindsight, when the game changed and everybody was able to get into it. You know what I'm saying? It changed the whole scope of the game. So it's like they're getting these microphones and not understanding that they're leaders, so they say anything. I'm not gonna follow you to the end of the earth, nigga, for you to Kurt Cobain me. That's no different than being in a cult. You know what I'm saying? You get everybody together, get them to believe in your beliefs, and then you have everybody drink some punch and everybody die. That's because you weak, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I've never been weak. I ain't weak, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm strong, always have been. I ain't ask a nigga for nothing, you know what I'm saying? Even when I ain't have, I went out there and got it. Laced up my shoes, tightened up my belt and went and got it, 'cause that's who I am. I ain't never took, and that's morals. Like, I ain't never took nothing from nobody. My street record is impeccable. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was young and I had it and I didn't have it, I stuck to my guns and I went back out there and I got it. So I ain't take nothing from nobody. I ain't shikes nobody. When I owed a nigga, I answered the phone. You know what I'm saying? My money was neat. You know what I'm saying? So I built trust, I built credit, and that's why I'm Jeezy. But
how much money did you owe that you answered the phone?
Oh, shit, whatever it was. We're not gonna talk about it right now.
No, that's a great question. Not about Jeezy, right? Like, and I'm playing devil's advocate, right? Because some of them say, all right, you're right, you know what I mean? Because they are getting a lot of like new rappers who are rapping about taking, getting a lot of people hooked on drugs, but they're looking like, well, if you were selling drugs and you live outside the community, you were pumping drugs to the community, but that was bad.
Let's rewind a little bit. My whole point of case is that, you know what I'm saying, whatever you do, just do it with integrity.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I was doing what I was doing to be in this position to sit at this table with you now.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? To be able to have something to talk to you about. You know what I'm saying? But my point in case, and the point I was trying to make was, I stuck to my guns no matter what, because that's what my mindset. You feel what I'm saying? So when you hear me talking my music, that's my true mindset. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not telling you what's right or what's wrong. I'm telling you have to build a rapport. Your reputation follows you around everywhere. So if you're not in the taking, you're not in the stealing, you're not in the robbing, like, you're gonna put down your music and that creates a code. You feel what I'm saying? So the newer generation now, the things that they're putting in their music is, we're gonna run off on the plug. We're gonna take this, we're gonna take that. But you laughing because it's funny, because you on the show. But you ain't saying that shit when your little homie getting his head knocked off, nigga.
You're right, because that is one of the things.
Absolutely, I know I'm right. You ain't never been there. Like, you don't know what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, it's cool. But until you gotta go bury a nigga, and you gotta pay for a nigga funeral because he listening to this shit and he thinking it's cool. You know what I'm saying? He running out here because that's the code, that's the rules. Wherever you're gonna get the street rules from, the code, but our culture leaders. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, what you think is music and what y'all sit up here and critique is fine. But once you leave this table and you go back home to your people and you go back home and live your life and you get on your blog and you talk your shit, these kids gotta still deal with this shit for real, bro. And they got more firepower, more guns than shit, half of Iraq, brother. Like, it's real war out there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sit up here critiquing these kids and telling them you're doing this wrong, you're doing that right. Like, that's an opinion. You know what I'm saying?
So I think it's important that you connect with kids like Kodak, people who are super talented.
I want to reply to that. But because I agree with what he's saying. It seems like because of that, you would leave and you would come away with that saying, the kids need my voice more than ever. Mine as in yours, I'm saying.
Right.
Yet your approach is, I'm silent, we're not doing interviews, we're not talking, I'm just going to move by my code.
Who, me?
Yeah, right.
No, you connect with them.
I mean, it didn't even.
behind
Okay, let's take a step back. No, because I would rather call a Kodak on the phone. You know what I'm saying? And say, bro, I understand what you're going, because I know what he represents. I've lived in Florida. I got down there, trust me, plenty of money. You know what I'm saying? So I saw that culture and always wondered why it wasn't exposed to the world. I knew what it was to see these kids at 13, 14, mouthful of gold teeth, orange, yellow, blue cars, convertibles, and they put more cars in their houses, and they put more money in their cars than they do in their houses. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw that whole thing, like I understood it. And I was just like, wow, the world's never seen it. So to see Kodak become a leader, you know what I'm saying? It's just like he's one of us. So when he got out of jail the last time, the first thing I did was got on the flight, went to his house. He's on house arrest. Knocked on his door, walked in his bedroom. What's up, little bro? He never met me, I never met him. You feel what I'm saying?
And he was receptive to it. So this generation gap, it just seems to be getting worse, but it seems like everyone's like talking at each other, but not to each other. But how hard is it to actually just reach out and do what you did?
But it's not a, like, don't get it wrong. It's not like, I don't want you to feel like I'm on some, like, you know, like on some rebel shit. No. I'm on, like, you have to do your part.
I'm agreeing with you. I think it's good what you're doing, that you're reaching out to them and talking instead of what we're seeing, people going back and forth on social. And it's just animosity. We're not resolving anything.
But it ain't even about social. And that, by the way, that's half of the problem, because it's just like, social media is not real.
I know.
Sway on the sunroof for the new coupe, no suit and tie, black keys.